Hello viewers, this is your girl again, Lady Ba, and this is Lady Stick. Today our topic of discussion is going to be centered around back to school. Yay! Summer break is over and now we're going back to the fall quarter. What that means is us as parents, we're going to turn around and be teachers again. As we did it before, we can do it again. But today I wanted to bring some tips, hopefully to share some tips with you that might help you in your journey to become a parent as well as a teacher. Since many of the states, kids are still going to be remote school. Some states, kids are going back to school, in-person class, but in my state, our kids are still going to be homeschooled. So if you are one of those people that your child is going to be homeschooled, I hope this helps you out. So tip number 1, make sure your child goes to bed early. That is, set a time for them, for him or her. Set a time. If the bedtime is at 8 or 8:30 or 9, make sure they go to bed around the same time every day, even on a weekend. My child is 12. He just turned 12, but I make sure he goes to bed at 8:30. That's the set time. There is no exception. He has to, at least their body can adapt to that. Their mind is prepared for it. They know, okay, every day I need to get to bed at this time. Then they will know how to program themselves on each day. Make sure it is consistent. Don't change the bedtime, especially during school period. It helps a lot with their growth. Tip number 2, make sure your child gets up early as if he or she is going to school for an in-person class. When they're not, they're still being homeschooled, but you want to make sure that they wake up early in the morning. When I say early in the morning, at least an hour or 2 before the class starts. Let's say the class starts at 9. Make sure they're up at 7 or at least 7:30. That time or period will give them the chance to take a shower, eat breakfast, cereal, waffles, pancake, whatever, name it. It's gonna give them that time to feel refreshed, to have something in their stomach. Never let your child go into that Google Classroom or that Zoom without eating breakfast. No matter how small it is, make sure they eat something. Wake them up, have them set their alarm. And if they're used to waking themselves up, you will not even need to wake up in the morning to wake them up. Like my son, he sets his alarm on. And anytime that alarm goes off, he knows he has to wake up, take shower, brush his teeth, have breakfast, and be ready for class. Instead of the teacher waiting for him to be in the class, he'll be the one to sit and wait for them to join the class. It's very important because what that teaches them is they have to be responsible. And it has to start from an early age. Imagine if a child is used to that at a very early age, they grow up with that and they become responsible people in the future. And that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is that take away their tablets, take away their games, take away anything that's going to distract them from their schools or lectures or classes, whatever that is. Take it away from them. PS4 or all these games that they play nowadays, you never know. Take it away from them, because it's like they're using almost 8 hours or 5 hours of their time in that Google Classroom or Zoom or whatever tools they use, Skype or whatever tool they use in order to be homeschooled. They have too much screen time in front of them every day. So in addition to that, if you want them to keep their tablet, keep their computer, keep their PS4, their old game, it's too much screen time for them. And as a child, I don't think they need that much screen time. The school time alone is enough for them. So minimize the use of those tablets or games, even on a weekend. If they have to use it, just make sure they use it for an hour or 2 and that's it. Because they need time for themselves, time to reflect on themselves as kids, because they're growing. So you don't need that too much screen time for them. It's really not good for them or healthy for them, if you ask me. I'm not a medical practitioner, but I believe we should minimize the screen time our kids do get, because they're already being homeschooled. They're having a lot of screen time with their teachers and Google Classrooms. Then take away those extra excesses away from them for at least the school period until school is out. That would be tip number 3. Tip number 4, make sure they have physical exercise. And when I say physical exercises, they're sitting on that computer or Chromebook or whatever device they use for school. during that whole period, they're sitting there doing their schoolwork and all that. When they're done, like my child gets up at 3 p.m. every day when he does this online class. So imagine you're sitting from 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. doing schoolwork. After that, you need the time to have them move around. Force them to even dance, not force them, but encourage them to dance to themselves, play a music that they like, or have them walk around the neighborhood. Or if you're in a house, have them run upstairs and downstairs, just to have that physical exercise. If they have a bike, have them ride their bike. If they have a ball or basketball or anything that's gonna make them physically active, make sure they do that every day at least. If you can't do it that much, have them just do it maybe 10-15 minutes every day. Is healthy. It works. It works for me. My child has a bicycle. He goes around and ride his bike, or I tell him to just go around the neighborhood or make him dance or something, just because I'm trying to have him, keep that fitness or activity going on in his body. His body needs it. And tip number 5 is that continue the engagement in tutoring. As a parent, it's our responsibility. I know we have a life. We have a full-time job. We have a spouse to take care of. We have other plans or engagement or business. But let's take that little time out of our busy schedule to monitor their homeworks. Be sure that your child is submitting their homework on time. They're responding to teachers' emails and things like that. Because, if you don't, they might be missing assignments and you don't know. And they might be submitting assignments late. You don't know. Probably there is very important message that the teacher sent, but because you're not monitoring all that, you might miss it, in which probably could affect their academical performance or academical reports, which personally, oh no, that's a no-no. So I make sure I check my child's emails. I have him open it. He knows how to respond to emails. I don't do it for him. I make sure he does it because I want him to be responsible and know what he needs to do. I make sure that the assignments are submitted online on time. I make sure he checks his schedule. It's very important. He knows what time is what subject, what time is what class, what time is which teacher, who sent this email, knowing how to respond to them, from the greetings to the conclusion, from the body of the email, everything. You teach them how to do it. It helps them. What that does is it makes them grow up to be responsible people, knowing that, okay, well, even though I'm still young, I don't have a job, but I have a responsibility, which is I need to focus on my school and I need to be able to be responsive, especially if an email is sent to me or I have an assignment to do. That's their job. They're not paying bills. So make sure they're concentrating on their books. That's very, very important, because you never know, they will grow up to be leaders that you'll be so proud of. But it starts from today, and it starts now. I know it's frustrating. We are all trying to adapt to this new environment as parents, and being online tutors and being parents. It's just too hard. It's overwhelming. But you know what? We've been doing it as superwomen and men, and I believe we can do it again. So this fall quarter, I want to wish all of you a happy fall quarter, back to school, especially to our kids. And as you all know, we're on coronavirus. Coronavirus is still here. Be safe out there and just take care of yourself. Even if you go out to do some physical exercise with your kids, just make sure you're keeping 6 feet away from all the strangers that you do not know, because you never know what's going to happen. And like I said again, take those tablets out, minimize the screen time, have them have enough sleep. There's no set rules to say a child needs to have 5 hours of sleep or 2 hours of, but at least a minimum of 8 hours. Make sure your child gets that, because that will help them energize in the morning. Never let your child get into that Google Classroom without eating. Have them eat something, and make sure you take away some of all those juice or sugary liquids that they intake. It's too much. Get them either apple juice, orange juice, which is vitamin C, is very good, or have them drink more water. They need that. Keep them hydrated. Let them drink a lot of water because they're just staying at home, spending all that time at home. They're not getting that vitamin D outside. They're not getting that sunshine outside. Like Seattle, I don't know if you guys, wherever you guys are, but in Seattle, it rains here a lot. And right now we're in summer, so the weather is nice. Get out there. If it's not raining, get some vitamin D. If need be, get them those multivitamins that the kids take, the gummy ones. They like it. And before you do, please, I'm not a doctor. Ask your physician. If it's okay for them, give it to them. Just to keep their mental state normal. Because, this coronavirus is here with us. And we don't know when it's going to disappear. And until then, we just have to take care of ourselves. That's why I'm here today, to just offer these little tips. I hope it helps you, whoever you are out there. I don't know who needs to hear this, but if it helps you, thank you so much. Give me a thumbs up and please comment below this video. If it doesn't, or you have any additional tips that you could share with us, please go ahead and write it in the comment. We can all learn from each other as parents, as students. I am a full-time student. I am a full-time wife. I am a full-time mother. So I know how it is. It's not easy. But you know what? There's nothing like giving up in my dictionary. And there's nothing like I can't do it in my dictionary. We can do it. We did it before and we've been doing it since the start of this coronavirus. I believe we can still continue the hard work. So keep it all real out there. Be safe. Take care of your health. And what else? Wear that mask if you're going out with your child, because you never know. Until I come your way again, it's your girl, Lady Bar. And this is Lady Stick. Be careful, be safe, and bye for now.